everyone, my name is Jenny and welcome to my channel Time in Love. I am a vegan food and travel blogger. I'm a new mom and I live in Michigan and I love like all things Michigan and Midwest and of course all things vegan. And in today's video I have a Imperfect Foods grocery haul, but I also wanted to talk about Imperfect Foods before I share my haul for this week because I've been using this service for about a year now, so I kind of have, kind of like a good idea of what it's like, if I like it or not, some pros and cons to using the service, and probably spoiler alert, that I do like the service since I have been continuing to get boxes for almost a year now. And so I thought I would just take a little bit of time to share a little bit about Imperfect Foods, my experience if you have not tried it yet or if you've been thinking about it and you are on the fence. So what is Imperfect Foods? Imperfect Foods is a grocery delivery service that they use like surplus produce items and then also items that grocery stores wouldn't sell just because of their size, shape, if they have a little bit of scarring or discoloration. They offer it to consumers through their grocery delivery service. And if you're not sure if Imperfect Foods delivers to your area, you can just go ahead onto their website, which I have linked down below, and see if they deliver to your area. And when you sign up for Imperfect Foods, you will pick what size box you want to receive weekly, and you are not set into what size box you receive every week. You can change it, you can modify it. I have mine sent to large, but sometimes I'm taking things out of my box or adding more. It really just depends on the week. So after you sign up for Imperfect Foods, you select what size box you would like, based on where you live will determine what your delivery date is. Like mine is Wednesday, and based on what your delivery schedule date is will be when you are able to shop. So for me, I'm able to shop like Friday afternoons at 3 o'clock. That is when I can start shopping, and then I have up until I believe noon on Sunday. And that is just going to determine based on your area, where you live, when you're going to be able to shop. And my baby is really into talking right now. And so that's going to determine that, but I always like to try to do my shopping and adding things to my box kind of when my box is open and I'm able to, just because lately things have been kind of selling out, and I think that's due to the pandemic. I believe that a lot of people are using this service lately, and so the quantities are a little bit more limited. And so what happens is that when your shopping opens up for your box is already going to be preloaded with items based on what is available. And they'll usually do a mix of fruits and vegetables, and then the amount that is preloaded into your box is determined on what size box you have selected. And so usually I make sure to go through that because there's just some items that I don't need, and so I make sure to take them out of my box, and then I'm always adding things to my box. I'm usually adding more stuff than I'm taking out, but it just really depends on what I need for the week. So let's talk about some pros to using Imperfect Foods. You are helping eliminate food waste and buying produce that normally would be thrown away, and I really love what the company stands for in their mission. You are saving yourself a trip to the grocery store. Now, I still have to go to the grocery store, but it's less often than I would normally have to go because I am getting my box delivered. And they also have non-produce items like pantry staples, which is really nice. And they keep adding more and more pantry staples, which I love. And so it cuts down on me having to go to the grocery store. And having a newborn this summer, the last place I wanted to go was the grocery store. And I used to love grocery shopping, but with the pandemic and having a newborn, the grocery store was the last place I wanted to go. So for the first few months after I had my baby, I really only got Imperfect Foods delivered. I think I went to the farmer's market a couple weeks during the summer, but not as often as I normally would go. And then also a few Whole Foods deliveries. But yeah, it really cut down on having to go to the grocery store, and that has been really nice. And So that is one major pro, because honestly, I don't know who wants to go to the grocery store right now. Not me. Another pro that I like about Imperfect Foods is that they tend to focus on seasonal items, and if an item is available that is grown in your area and is available, that they will offer that. Right now it's, winter, so there's not as much produce that is grown like here in the Midwest. But when it is available, they do offer it. And then when you are shopping, you will see like the description of each item, and you can see where it is coming from. If it's coming from California, Mexico, or Michigan, it will tell you. And if it's organic or conventional. And then also it will say if it's surplus or if there's anything wrong with it, like discoloration or scarring or the size. Those tend to be the most common. And I think that it's a great service to use, and so those are my pros. Now, there are some cons to the service. Sometimes the produce might not be the best quality because you are buying like surplus or just items that have been discolored. Or I definitely think that there are more pros than cons to using Imperfect Foods, but there's one big con that I have found over the course of receiving boxes for almost a year, and that would be that sometimes items are missing that I have ordered, which is kind of frustrating sometimes, especially if you like meal plan or you really needed to use those ingredients. But it's completely understandable, things get mixed up all of the time. And I will say that their customer service is amazing. If I am missing any items from my box, I'll just contact customer service and they will refund my money, no questions asked, and which I really appreciate that. But it's only really happened, I think, about 3 times. And it's just been a few items, and I completely understand that things happen. I just love that they will refund any money from any missing items that you have, and I think that's great. So that is just the biggest con that I have with it. And maybe another con would be like if you were planning to do all of like your grocery shopping from Imperfect Foods, they're just probably not going to have all of the items that you need for the week. But you can also just kind of gear your meal plan towards the items that are available for you that week. There's plenty of options available. There's a wide variety of fruits and vegetables and the pantry staples like pasta, grains, and then they also have dairy, non-dairy, meat alternatives. So they have a wide selection of items available to you, which I think is great, especially if you live maybe in a rural area and you aren't able to get some of different types of. So that would be like my major con with using Imperfect Foods. Then also another one might be like if you were planning on getting certain items that week for your groceries and they don't have them available that week, that can be frustrating too. And then also if you miss out on your shopping date when it opens and some of the items are sold out for that week, that can also be a little frustrating. But with everything going on in the world right now, it can be kind of, got to be kind of flexible with things, and you might not be able to get all of the grocery items that you want for that week. Just kind of have to be flexible given the times that we are living in. So those would be the only cons that I have with using the service. But if you have not tried it yet, I highly recommend giving it a try. I have a promo code down below, and you can try it out and just see, do you like it? Do you like the quality of the produce? Or it's not for you. I would recommend giving it a try, especially like if you don't want to go to the grocery store in a week. Just, I can give Imperfect Foods a try and just see how you like it. So I highly recommend that. Because I've been very happy, minus those few missing items. And the quality has been really good too. But I have a tip. So one tip that I have for trying to get the best produce available from Imperfect Foods is to choose items that are a surplus. That just means that they're extra items that their grocery stores didn't need to purchase and they have extra from their suppliers. So usually the quality is going to be better for those surplus items. I try to avoid items that have scarring, discoloration, or sometimes the size, if it's like smaller size, Mostly like the scarring I will try to avoid, and I just kind of go from that. I always make sure to read the description for each of the items and just kind of do my best judgment. And you'll learn if you get like a couple of different boxes what is better, what is not. Also, things that are in season are usually going to be better than things that are currently out of season, or if they're coming a longer distance, like from Mexico. One tip that I do have for trying to get the best quality that Imperfect Foods offers for their produce is to choose items that are a surplus and versus items that have like discoloration or scarring, or their sizes on the smaller side or inconsistent sizing. So I think that you will get better quality when it's a surplus. I still choose items that have like scarring, discoloration, and that are different sizes. It just depends on what the item is, and I've kind of learned what is better quality over the months of what they offer. But definitely, if you're not sure about the quality, I would try to just choose things that are surplus, or items where they're just offering a great deal from the different manufacturers and farms. And it will say like in the description for each of the items, and I always make sure to read the description when I am adding things to my box or taking things out of my box. And yeah, so I think that is all the pros and then the cons that I have about Imperfect Foods. Overall, I've been really happy using the service, especially not having to go to the grocery store as often as I normally would. And I think it's been really great, especially as a new mom. So I know I mentioned it before, but I do have a promo code to save money off your first box, just to see if you like it. Give it a try, and if you try it, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know how you like it. Or if you already use the service, let me know if you like it. If you're not quite sure about it, let me know. I would love to know. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you my boxes. I got 2 boxes this week delivered, and I want to show you what I got. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I got in this week's Imperfect Foods order. I received 2 boxes, and this was a little bit of a larger order. And you can probably hear my baby. He's in the other room just talking away to himself and playing. So I'm going to go ahead and open up these boxes and show you what I got this week. So this is the first box. This one is pretty large, and then this is a smaller sized box right here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the smaller box first. So this is inside the smaller box, and I just really appreciate the lack of plastic packaging. I mean, the tomatoes are in plastic, but that is understandable. So let me go ahead and pull everything out. So I got 2 bunches of cilantro. I love cilantro. I use it in so many different recipes, and these are beautiful bunches of cilantro. It's honestly my favorite herb to cook with. And then I got some mandarins. These are kind of like all scattered around. Anymore. There's another one. And then I got carrots. I got a lot of carrots. I think I got like 4 pounds of carrots. I love carrots. I'm planning on roasting like a big batch of carrots. That sounded really good. Pull all these out. Oh my gosh. They're like all over the place. And a couple more over here. And then, let's see, it's a lime. I think I got 2 limes. And then some green onions. These look beautiful. They look like the mini like spring onions that I see at the farmer's market like in the springtime. They're beautiful. I have another one. And let's see. I got cucumber. Oh, this looks really good too. Sometimes you never know with cucumbers, like if they're gonna be mushy or not. Had 2. Okay, there's another carrot. And then, what is this? Oh, I ordered some tomatillos. I was not expecting them to already be husked. That's interesting. But when I lived in Mexico City at the market, they sold the tomatillos pre-husked like this. So that's interesting. And then I got some grape tomatoes. There's another lime. And then a butternut squash. Oh my gosh, this is huge. Oh, this is really heavy for the size too. Looks beautiful. And then I got some onions. I have a lot of onions right now, but they're honestly a staple. And I'm always afraid I'm gonna run out of onions. It's a real fear I have. And then, oh, 2 baby little carrots. And then I got some jalapenos too. They're like kind of scattered over. Oh, I got a couple things of tomatillos because I thought that I would make some salsa verde or maybe some green enchiladas sound really good too. Oh my gosh, can you hear my baby? He's just in there talking. Like, he will just talk to himself for hours right now. And then I got some kale. These are a little small, but that is okay. Okay. Oh, and then 1 more lime and then 1 more carrot. So that is everything from the first box. So this was everything from the first small box. I did order a lot of produce this week. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up the second box. Alright, so I also got some grapes. I love grapes for a snack. And then I did get another butternut squash. Move this up a little bit. And then I needed some coffee, so I got the Imperfect house blend coffee. I got this once before and I really enjoyed this coffee. And I do have a coffee grinder that I do use to grind my own coffee. I will link the one that I have down below. It's from KitchenAid. It's so good and it just makes a better quality coffee. And I used to never be able to make a cup of coffee to save my life, and it has been such a game changer. So I got that. I got 2 little avocados. And I got some bib lettuce. More tomatillos. And then I got quite a bit of Roma tomatoes. They had organic Roma tomatoes, and I wanted to make a recipe with Roma tomatoes. Normally I use canned tomatoes this time of year, but I thought I would just go ahead and get some tomatoes. And then I got some naan bread. I'm probably just going to throw this in the freezer just to have on hand. And I got some broccoli. And then I got a package of these love beets. I want to make a Greek salad, and I really love these cooked beets. They're so good. Got those. And I pretty much get this yogurt every week. It's so good. It's my favorite. Got that. And then I got some pita bread. I probably am going to serve this alongside that beet salad. So good. And then, oops, overboard. Then I got 2 shallots. And then I got a thing of ground cloves. I thought I was out of cloves and I want to bake a recipe with cloves. But then after I placed my order, I discovered that I have cloves. I got some in a box a few months ago, or maybe a month ago, and I completely forgot. So now I have a lot of ground cloves to use up. But that is everything that I got. Definitely was a bigger order. Not all of my Imperfect Foods orders are this big. It honestly just depends on what I'm making for the week, what I already have on hand, and also like what they have available, because it changes week to week. They usually tend to have some staples, but then like the tomatillos they don't have every week, stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm excited to cook with everything this week. So that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I love talking about Imperfect Foods, groceries. I just love it so much. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to try it out, be sure to use that promo code in my description box and let me know how you like it. And if you would like to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And thanks for watching. Bye!